Hello friends, how are you? Today we shall study about biosphere reserves. Biosphere reserves, as mentioned above, as we have studied in our last class, are the area meant for conservation of biodiversity, i.e. plants, animals and microorganisms which are present in that particular area. In addition to that, they also help to maintain the culture of that area, which means not only plant, animal and microorganisms, but people who are living in that area from the generations. And who are those people? Those people which are called tribal people, to protect them, their interests and their culture. A biosphere reserve may also contain other protected areas like national parks and sanctuaries. For example, Panchmani Biosphere Reserve consists of one national park named Satpura and two wildlife sanctuaries named Bori and Panchmadi. This is the map of Panchmadi Biosphere Reserve. Here you can see Satpura National Park, the Neemgarh. This is Bori Sanctuary and this is Tawa Reservation, or this is Panchmadi Sanctuary. Now let us see what are endemic species. Actually, in the simple words, endemic species are those species of plants and animals which are limited to a particular area and they are not found in any other area but that particular area. Such species are called endemic species. So species of plants and animals which are restricted to a particular area are called endemic species. Please underline this. This is the definition of endemic species. For example, let us assume that there is a particular bird which can be found in the Ajmer city only, and you can go anywhere in the world and you will not find that particular kind of bird anywhere. Then we will say that that bird is endemic and endemic to Ajmer city. These species are not found anywhere else. For example, the Panchmadi Biosphere Reserve, in Panchmadi Biosphere Reserve, examples of endemic plant, that is flora, include sal and wild mango. Similarly, endemic fauna of this region is represented by bison, Indian giant squirrel and flying squirrel. Endangered species. These species are represented by fewer individuals because of unfavorable factors. If the same factors continue, these species would become extinct soon. Examples are Indian rhinoceros, Asiatic lion. Asiatic lions are found only in Gir National Park, that is in Junagadh district of Gujarat. So we can say that Asiatic lions are also an endemic. Asiatic wild ass. Asiatic wild asses are found in Kutch area of Gujarat. Crocodile, we are talking about these crocodiles which can be found in Chambal. Blue whale, which is found in river of Ganges. Great Indian bustard. This great Indian bustard, you may be surprised that one of the biggest area of this lies in our district, our own district, near Nasirabad. But due to government's apathy and many other reasons, it is almost extinct. Great Indian bustard. And for your information, it is Rajasthan's state bird also, this Great Indian bustard. Project Tiger. Project Tiger was launched in 1973-74. Is one of our most successful conservation ventures in the recent times. An estimate of tiger population in India at the turn of the century placed the figure up to 40,000. Subsequently, the first ever All India Tiger census was conducted in 1972, which revealed its existence of only 1,827 tigers. Initially, 9 tiger reserves were established in different states during the period of 1973-74. By pooling the resources available with the central and state governments, The WWF, that means the World. This is World Wildlife Federation, WWF. It has given assistance of $1 million in the form of equipment, expertise, and literature. The various states are also bearing the loss on account of forestry because they are not being able to harness the resources found in these areas, so they are receiving a loss and giving up their forestry operations in the reserve. The main achievements of the project are excellent recovery of the habitat and consequent increase in the tiger population in the reserve areas. From a mere 268 in 9 reserves in 1970 to 2,967 in 50 reserves in 2018. Although it is not very impressive, these here were 9, here are 50, so we can say nothing much has been changed, because basically what I am telling you, what happens that mighty and powerful are involved in the poaching of the tigers. That's why they cannot be arrested. Every year 4 to 5 tigers or more are poached or killed in Ranthambore Tiger Reserve alone. Wireless communication system and out-station patrol camps have been developed within the Tiger Reserve. Still, if you want to go and if you are willing to pay amount, this rainy season is in this rainy season, these Tiger Reserves are supposed to be closed for the tourists. But if you are willing to cough enough money, any guide will take you to the any place in the most interior of the reserve. So this is the reality of this tiger project. So developed within the tiger reserve, due to which poaching has declined considerably. Again, I am telling you, poaching is not declined. It is just like that now big and mighty people are involved in this poaching, so they are not getting apprehended. Fire protection is effectively done by suitable preventive and control measures. Voluntary village relocation has been done. Village relocation means those villages which were falling under the boundary of these reserves, villagers of those villages by their own will vacated their villages and moved out of the boundary, out of the area of tiger reserve, and established their houses there. So tigers could be reserved or could be conserved. Has been done in many reserves, especially from the core area. Now, one question might rise in your mind that why only tiger is given such special treatment? Maybe because he is our national animal, tiger. No, that is not the reason. The reason is basically, first of all, there are only two big predators found in India. One is tiger and other is lion. Out of this, tiger is found in larger areas in many states of the India. And second, and the more important thing is, each tiger needs 16 square kilometer. I repeat, each tiger needs 16 square kilometer area to survive. Each tiger. Now think upon it. Now if we are conserving 16 square kilometer area just for a tiger, then there will be many more deers, so tiger could prey upon them. There will be water bodies. There will be enough of vegetation so that deer could feed upon them. So now think of that we are not protecting or saving one tiger, we are protecting or saving 16 square kilometer of area. Now think of this project tiger. Now let us move to the red data book. The IUCN, which is now called WCU, and its headquarters is in Switzerland, is maintaining a red data book which contains a record of information of a threatened species of plants and animals which are in danger of extinction This number of animal in this book is over 3,000, which animals which are in the danger of extinction, which means they are in endangered species condition, and if enough countermeasures are not taken, then they will get extinct very soon. So there are 3,000 species of animals, while number of plants is higher. Over 20,000 plants are on the verge of extinction. This book contains a list of 497 mammals, 1,937 birds, 343 species of fishes, 50 species of amphibians, 170 species of reptiles, and 1,355 species of invertebrates. India has a notorious distinction and which should be avoided, and that distinction is India has maximum number of threatened species in this book, which means in our country there are many species which are on the verge of extinction due to our poor management of our environment. The number of threatened plant is 474, while that of animal is over 100. For example, pitcher plant, Indian Podophyllum, snow orchid. A green book has also been published which gives a list of plants growing in the protected area. It is a good book which shows that which plants are being encouraged in protected areas. So this is a good book actually. Migration. What is migration? It is the movement which may be either seasonal or as part of single life cycle, or certain animals, mainly seen in birds and fish, due to which they move to distant breeding and feeding grounds. So this is the definition of migration. What it says, it is the movement of either season, which means it is dependent on season. For example, if we will observe then that in the winter many birds like pelican and many other birds can be seen in our Anasagar lake, which come here in the winters. From where they are coming? They are coming from the places where winters are harsher than the Ajmer. To avoid those harsher winters and to have enough feed and to breed, they come to Ajmer. This is migration. Now let us look at it again. It is the movement which may be either seasonal. So I just gave you the example of season of a single life cycle. Many species of such like butterflies start their life and instantly they start flying towards another destination where they reach and breed and die. So a single life cycle mainly, and it is mainly seen in birds and fishes and in some part of insects also, because they can move distant parts where they could breed and feed in the adverse season. Birds migrate due to the following reasons. Now, what are the reasons of bird migration? First is climatic change, when climatic conditions are adverse. For example, climatic conditions in Siberia are too harsh, winters are too harsh. That's why Siberian crane and many other birds come to India. For laying eggs at the safer place, I just gave example of pelicans which used to come in Ajmer before last year. To find areas which can take care of their feeding and breeding. This migration is regular movement of animals that occur at the same time and place. And if we have noticed that these pelicans will arrive in Ajmer in almost same month, 1 or 2 days before, early or late, and they will always arrive in Ajmer. So at the definite time, at the same time, at same place, each year the animal leave an area and return to the same area after some time. So when summer starts or winter starts ending, you will find that they start again flying out of Ajmer Now where they are returning, they again return to the place which is comparatively cooler than Ajmer. Migration often starts before winter. Animals migrate to an area that is warm because more food is available in these areas. So this is the reason why animals migrate. Please underline, animals migrate to an area that is warm because more food is available in these areas. Due to this reason, Siberian cranes migrate from Siberia, covering a distance of more than 17,000 kilometers every year and reach Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary in Rajasthan. This is Ghana Bird Sanctuary. Similarly, Arctic terns migrate from North Pole to South Pole. Now think of it. North Pole covering whole the globe and reaching to the South Pole. Arctic to Antarctic every year. Just to breed and feed. And why does this do so? Because when there is winter in north, there will be summer in the south. That's why they migrate from north to south, south to north. In the next class, we shall start our new chapter. Thank you. Have a nice day. God bless you.